Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's only O. Hope you guys are having a good week. Hope everything is striving forward close to full tuition. Today, guys, I want to be a little bit more vulnerable. I want to talk to you guys about, not only just the content that I upload, but to also give an insight that everything I talk about is either being learned in the moment or have learned over experience. And today is going to be one of those things that I could talk about and learning and still growing from it. I'd like to talk about the concept for me that winning isn't enough. And for me, when I say winning isn't enough, I usually like to give the idea that when I win or when I achieve something or there's an accomplishment in my life that has been worked on for an extended period of time, the sensation of winning doesn't get fulfilled fully unless I'm being petty about it. Now, when people say petty, they think childish or, just out of pocket, wasn't really called for, things of that nature. And in that category, I can fully attest to it. It is unhealthy. It is very much so a toxic behavior to have. And talking about it is my way of kind of going out there into the world to see if there's somebody else like that. I have an idea of why I, actively participate in things like that whenever an accomplishment is, achieved or, things of that nature. Why simply just not enjoying the fact that it was accomplished is satisfying for me. I think personally it stems from my upbringing of always being looked down upon and or not, being acknowledged at all. So I feel like I've come to a point where once I achieve it, I'm going to rub it in your face. Not because, I have to do it, but there's a sense of fulfillment when I do it. It's like, oh, remember when you didn't think I was? Oh, you didn't think that I was going to be able to? All right, so now you're going to have no choice but to look at it. It's one of those mindsets where even after everybody's left the stadium, I'm still holding the trophy over my head. You know what I mean? Hoping and praying that there's somebody else that didn't get to acknowledge it the first time around. They could turn around and still see me standing there victorious. Now, you can obviously make the argument, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing it for anybody else. You should be doing it solely for yourself. And I agree. I definitely do agree. I think at this point, though, especially in the late 20s that I'm in, God, that was horrible to say, but being in my late 20s, I still have a lot more to prove. People are like, oh, yeah, we're in peak. It's like, nah, Birdie, I'm in peak when, I'm no longer able to be moving. That's when I hit my peak. When I'm able to, sit in a wheelchair and be rocked back and forth, that's when I'm at my peak. When I'm no longer capable of reaching it, when I'm no longer capable of striving for it. I've had a couple of friends over the years bring this to my attention. They're like, why do you always take the step further? And a lot of the time it'll be responded with almost a resentment, almost like a whose side are you on kind of approach. Because for me, I feel like I always tend to achieve these victories by myself. Excuse me. I always tend to see myself putting in the most effort and the most, quality into whatever project I'm doing. And as I should, this is my work. This is my effort. This should be strictly for me. But when there's people that I subconsciously aim for to maybe get a sense of, pride from them, maybe it's one of those kind of things of like a self-insecurity issue. But for me, winning really isn't enough because I'm always going to have to accomplish the next victory and the next victory and the next one. And, I could stack all these accomplishments and achievements up, but there's no fulfillment if the person who I was aware doubted me doesn't get to see it firsthand. You know what I mean? And the things that I'm trying to work on as far as like mitigating that approach and, really steering myself away from it is by just keeping it quiet unless it's brought up. Like, oh yeah, by the way, I did this when you weren't looking. That kind of approach. I don't really think that, I'm looking at it in a way where there's this kind of, toxic behavior behind it. Like, it's not as bad as I'm probably making it lead on to be, but it really does show, because even in my biggest boasts of victory, I'll have a friend that'll be like, Orlando, you might have done a little too much. And I'm like, oh, damn, you really think so? And they're just kind of like, yeah, man, you took it a little too far there. And in my mind, somewhere deep down, it's like, nah, I don't think I took it far enough, actually. I feel like I only just showed them the tip of the iceberg. I only feel like I was, in this mindset of showing them I did it because of the fact that they didn't think I could do it. So it's like, oh, word? You didn't think I was capable? You forgot who I was? I bet. Now watch this. When I come back and I rub it in your face, you're going to have no choice but to acknowledge it. It's like, if I have to scream until I have half a lung for you to turn around and acknowledge the fact that, I did what you said I couldn't, then I'd be content with it. It's almost like their reaction and their shock value brings more of a drivenal kind of approach in this achievement. It's like, yo, I did this and I made you mad in the process that I did it. And to me, that's my victory. It's like, this was a mandatory goal that had to be achieved, but your reaction to me accomplishing something you didn't think I could do, that's what really fuels it. And it's weird because it's almost like the doubt fuels the flame to burn. And then the more doubt, the brighter the flame, the more the fire, in theory, spreads. And me rubbing it in is my way of spreading it. It's like, yo, don't ever in your life doubt me again. You know what I mean? It's not to make enemies. It's not to build haters. It's not to build ops. It's really more so personal. It's like, damn, you didn't think I could do it? Like, you think I'm, bad at what I do, or you don't think highly of me? Not on an egotistical stance, but like, it could be a loved one that be feeling this type of way towards you, and you're just like, damn, bro, like, I thought you was, OG. I thought you was family. Like, why you over here telling cousin Ray that I fucked up, and you don't think I'm gonna do it? It's like, damn, that's kind of messed up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you come back and you show them like, yo, bro, I did this. You can't take this from me. And I think that's really another pivotal point into why I'm expressing this, because when I have it, you can't take it. It's like you want to take what I got, but you don't got what it takes. Like, I earned this, and you're going to acknowledge it, and you're going to respect it, because you can't do what I just did. And if you do attempt it, you're going to look stupid. So it's just more of a don't doubt this. You know what I mean? Don't doubt this greatness. Don't doubt what I'm capable of. And, that's why I also feel like I don't do it for people. I really do it for me. And whoever doubts it in the process, you're the first on the list. You know what I mean? And I'm really trying to work on it. I really am. I'm really trying to allow the next, set of victories that I achieve, through God's grace to get where I'm at. It's one of those things where I'm able to really just be like, all right, I won. That's it. The battle's over. You don't got a point to prove. Don't feed into it. Just let it be. Let it lie. And we definitely are a growing person. We grow as time progresses. Time doesn't change anything. You change everything. But with that being said, guys, it's okay to admit some flaws. Perfection's an ideal concept, not a practical one. But with that being said, it's only O, and we'll see where this goes.